This is Beverly from ScrappinThread.blogspot.com. Today I wanted to show you how to make paper rosettes from the Spellbinders die from the Fleur de Lis Accent set. This is what the die looks like that I'm going to use to make the rosettes. You can make them from their edge abilities and their border abilities as well. This one's just a little bit different because the length is 9 inches from the inside cuts. So I'm going to show you how to go about doing that, and then you can adjust it to any die that you may have. But this is what they look like when they're done. These are both from the same cut, and one is turned upside down, and then they've been embellished with little brads here. And so I'm going to get to work and show you how to do this. The first thing that I did was I took a 12-inch strip. It's 1.5 inches wide, and then I scored it at 9 inches. And the reason why I scored it that way is because it needs to be able to fit inside the cut lines of the die. If it goes outside, if it extends past this line, then it's going to cut that piece of paper off, and you'll end up with a 9-inch border, which hopefully you'll be able to use for something else, but it won't work for your rosette. So what I usually do is I will take my die, cut template, and put my paper on it, and then tape a piece piece of tape and tape it down. And then I usually tape it on the other side as well, just to make sure that it doesn't scooch around too much. And then it's got this little flap here, and that's okay. And it wouldn't matter if you turned it over to the other side either and had the flap on the inside. But the part that you really want to be careful about is that you make sure that it goes on the inside part of that cut, as I said. I'm going to run this through my Vagabond real quick to cut it. Now what I found with this is that I need to run it through 2 times to be able to go through both layers of this cardstock. I'm using Close to My Heart paper, and their new designer paper, their B&T paper, is a little bit thicker than it used to be if you've ever used their old designer paper. The new stuff is almost cardstock weight. It's a little bit lighter than their regular cardstock. Their cardstock is lighter than some other companies though, and so I found it works really well for paper rosettes. Alright, so then this comes out of there, and then what you're going to see is that you'll just take your paper off with your tape off and your scraps of paper off the edges. Now, one of the things about these intricate dies is that there are lots of little sections that can rip if you pull too roughly, or sometimes they actually stick inside the die. So what I normally will do is I'll use my paper piercer, and I'll turn it over to the other side and gently poke through these holes. And you don't want to poke the paper because then you'll make a hole in your paper. You just want to sort of loosen it up from the other side. Now some of these little pokies will come out and you don't want them, and that's okay. You'll see which ones you do and don't want. But you'll gently pull this off, and you'll end up with your 12-inch rosette paper in the making. I'm not going to take the time to take this all out because you do have to be gentle with it. If you get a little bit too vigorous with your pushing, you could rip it very easily. Okay, so at this point you would take your strip, and then you're going to score it. And I like to score on opposite sides from the side that I'm going to be folding it on. So if there's a valley, I'm going to score it on the red side because that's the side that I actually want to have showing when I'm done. And for the peaks or the little mountains, the parts that stick out, I'm going to turn it over and score from the opposite side. And so you'll do that with whatever scoring method you have. If you have like a Martha Stewart scoreboard like I do here, or use your paper cutter in the groove there, however you can do it. And once you've scored it in all the places that you need to, And then you're going to accordion fold it. And the way that you do that is you'll just go back and forth and back and forth. And the hardest part on this one is that because it is a very intricate cut, you may have to kind of fuss with it just in the beginning to get it going. So I apologize if that's not in the view very well there, and I need to pull it forward just a little bit. And then you just go back and forth until you get your whole strip scored. And once it's all scored, you're going to take it and adhere the ends together. And once you do that, then you'll be able to make your rosette. And then you'll decide which side to glue it on. I think these would make really cute almost bows for gifts, or you can even make little Christmas ornaments out of them. Use them on home decor items like frames or mirrors. They're pretty thick, so it would be pretty thick for a scrapbook page, but if you were putting it on a card that you were giving in person, that would work out just great. But they're very pretty and very delicate looking. So I hope that you have fun with this, and if you have any questions, please leave me a comment or visit my blog. It's ScrappinThread.blogspot.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.